Hi. Next topic I'm going to take you on the network attached storage. The network attached storage that is an file based IP file based sharing device. NAS. NAS is an IP based file sharing device. NAS is an IP based file sharing system. Okay. How this has happened? This NAS file IP based file sharing device, what it does is it attaches the file sharing through the local area network. Through local area network. This does the functions in the local area network. Also, this provides server consolidation. How it provides a server consolidation? Server consolidation. How the server consolidation is done here? The server consolidation is done here by how is like it eliminates the multiple file servers. It eliminates the multiple file servers to be accessed at a single time, and it provides file level data access and sharing through storage consolidation. Server consolidation, it eliminates multiple file access. Okay, this is done using storage consolidation. This is done using storage consolidation. When your data are stored in a server has so much of tables, columns, whatever. This consolidates the data. This consolidates the data. This consolidates the file sharing access, and it when the storage is consolidated, the server, the usage of server, the usage of file becomes multiple file access becomes easier, so that your server is consolidated in a form that your files can be accessed at any point. When your files are accessed at any point, and your data can be retrieved in a fast manner. This provides flexibility, and that performs the actions in a faster manner, so that its performance is high. Okay, and this NAS is preferred storage solution that enables the clients to share. That is what the clients share the storage files quickly directly from the minimum storage management, so that your overhead of the actions is limited. When your files are shared quickly, when your files are shared quickly, your when your files are shared quickly, your minimum storage actions that consumed by the server, storage actions and file sharing system, the time of the process that is consumed becomes minimum. So becomes minimum. So your storage management overhead is limited. Okay, and the bottleneck of the functions, this makes the elimination of bottleneck of the users functions in accessing the files. So how it will be done? The NAS network uses file sharing protocol to perform the file and storage. But these protocols can be used to retrieve the data as from the storage function, and that consolidates the data and that shares the data through the network in a faster manner. This IP based file sharing device that shares the data in a local area network. When the local area network is used here, it makes the server consolidation. Server consolidation, how it is performed? The that is performed using the storage consolidation of files. Multiple files accessing the multiple files to a single storage location. That consolidation is performed here in network attached storage, so that your servers are consolidated and your device storage device has minimum much more larger space for usage, for further usage of servers. This makes a distributed file server, and this distributed file server system gives you the multiple access to the servers, and multiple servers are connected to each other. Okay, this is a dedicated high performance, high speed, single purpose file serving system. This mixes the clients and the servers in the IP network, and this also supports multiple interfaces and networks, so that your input output or operations are performed in a general optimized manner. So your servers are consolidated, your data are performed, and this uses the TCP/IP data transfer protocol. This uses TCP/IP data transfer protocol. This uses the data transfer protocol, and the Unix and Microsoft systems both are used here for enabling the network. Unix system that uses NFS, network file sharing system, and Windows that uses CIFS, NFS, and CIFS. This Unix platform is used by this NFS, and Windows uses CIFS. And file sharing protocol and file transfer protocol, everything is commonly used in both the environments. Okay, this is how the network storage is performed. And the next, in the network storage device, we have general purpose servers versus NAS devices. The next topic of the under the topic general purpose servers versus NAS devices. This NAS device that optimizes the file serving functions using storage and retrieving, storing and retrieving the file access of applications in client side as well as the server side, and this has native clustering for high availability. What is native clustering? See here, we have an servers, n number of servers are there. Okay, this is general purpose servers, and that is connected to the single function. Single function NAS device. Okay, this single function NAS device has what it has. It's like file system operating system, network, and it has larger number of database. It has larger number of data functions, and this has multiple file sharing in a single function of NAS device. The applications here is like what are the applications that are used in server side is applications, print devices, file system, operating system, network, database. This is how your general purpose servers are connected with the single function NAS device. Okay, when this is connected and native clustering is, it supports a function of native clustering, supports the function of native clustering. Okay, and the next topic is benefits of NAS. See, here we have some following benefits. What are the benefits? Is like first benefit is like supports com supports comprehensive access to information. Supports comprehensive access to informations. This enables the efficient file sharing and supports many one-to-one or many-to-one or one-to-many configurations. That is one-to-many, many-to-one configurations. Okay, and the second benefit is like improved efficiency. This has improved efficiency. Third one is improved flexibility. And fourth one is centralized storage. Fifth one is simplified management. Sixth is scalability. Seventh is high availability. The next is security. See, benefits of NAS, benefits of network touch storage is like this supports comprehensive access to the information. And when it is supporting to the comprehensive access to the information, this performs either one to many operation or many to one operation. These two configurations are used for supporting the that supports the information to access. Okay, this has improved efficiency, improved flexibility. Centralized storage is used here. Okay, when centralized storage is used, your one to many configurations and many to one configurations is performed. And simplified management, when your storage is consolidated, your server and storage data files are consolidated, your management becomes simplification, so that your scalability and availability security becomes high. This is what your benefits of networks attached storage. And the next is network attached storage file input operation. NA is file IO. When NAS uses a file level access for its input output operations, the file level access is an high level request that specifies the file to be accessed but has logical block address. This has file systems and remote file systems. File systems and remote file systems. When it is their file system, it performs the operations in a structured way of storing and organizing data files. And many files that maintains the file access provides the binding operations and that access the files even in a remote manner. Okay, how you could access the file system? Accessing the file system. When you accessing access when you are when your file system has to be accessed, how it is performed? See, before accessing the file system, a file system must be mounted. The file system must be mounted. File system must be mounted. When your file system is mounted, it can be used. Before it is used, this file system has to be mounted. Okay, when the data are mounted, your file system can be used. System can be used. Okay, this uses operating system to mount the local file system. This happens even in the form of even by the boot level function. When the boot process is on, your mounting file mounting is also done, and the mount process creates a link between file system as well as the operating system. When your OS is getting installed, when your operating system mounts the local file, operating system mounts the local file. This is done during boot function. Boot function. This makes the link between file system and as well as the operating system. Link between file system and operating system. Okay, these file system and operating system that organizes files as well as the directories. This is performed using tree-like structure. See, this is the root, and from the root, here etc bin usr tmp development iscsh usb lib. See, this is the Unix directory structure. See, from the root, your etc function bin user function, temporary files, development files, everything is getting connected. And your file that makes the ls file and csh, also with the multiple functions in between, with the UCB and the library functions. These are the Unix directory structure. Unix directory structure. And this is how your operating system Unix file systems are mounted, and the relationship between the user and the file system that terminates the file system to be unmounted. Okay, this is the process how your file systems are mounted, and only after you have mounted your system and only after your files are mounted, your data can be accessed. Okay, and the next is file sharing. File sharing is referred to as storing and accessing data files over the network. Storing and accessing data over the network. In a file sharing environment, when your owner is creating the file, your data has to be moved from one place to another using some common file transfer procedure. Okay, what are the file transfer procedures that are used here? It's like, one is file transfer protocol, file transfer protocol, file transfer protocol that transfers enables the data transfer over the network. This enables the data transfer over the network. Okay, this communicates with the FTP client and FTP server. Communicates with FTP server and FTP client. Okay, this is the file transfer protocol. The next is distributed file system. Distributed file system. When it comes to distributed file system, your distribution of files that is distributed across the network. When your host provides the direct access to the entire file system, and this ensures the efficient management of data is distributed through the network. Okay, can provide host with direct access. The next is traditional client server model. The next client server model, this traditional client server model that implements a file sharing protocol as like other functions. This also makes the remote file sharing mechanism. This uses dedicated file servers, which this traditional uses dedicated file system. Okay, when how it is used, like Unix uses NFS, Windows uses CIFS. Like this, your file systems are used in a dedicated manner, and this also supports with the remote file sharing operations. This client and server file sharing protocols, this enables the owner of the file to set the required access. The owner of the file has to set the required access, whether the file has to be read only operation or write only, read and write, whatever the permission, whichever the user is willing to give, the user can make the access to the functions. Only those operations are performed through the network. Okay, the next topic is components of NAS. The next topic is components of NAS. The NAS device has following components. What are they? It's like NAS head. Head is referred as CPU and memory. The next is one or more network interface cards. That is NIC cards. One or more network interface cards, NICs. This includes gigabit internet, fast ethernet, connectivity of the network, ATM, fiber distributed data interface, everything. Okay, the third one is an optimized operating system. An optimized operating system for managing the NAS functionality. And the next is NFS and CIFS protocols for file sharing. The next is industry standard storage protocols. These are the components of network attached storage. Okay, and how these are connected is like Unix, Windows. IP. This connects NFS, CIFS. NAS head. NAS head connected with the memory and the CPU, right? The storage array. And this has network interface in NFS, CIFS, NAS device, OS, storage interface. Okay, this is how your components are figured out. NAS. Okay, this is clear. Okay, the next topic is NAS implementation. NAS implementations. When you start with the NAS implementations, how it can be implemented? As like it can be implemented of two types. One is integrated, another one is gateway. These are the two types of implementations that are performed using the NAS operations. One is integrated. Integrated is like this integrated device has all its components and storage systems in a single enclosure. This has all its components and functions, everything is done in a single enclosure. And the gateway, what it performs is like this performs as a gateway, and that connects with the NAS. NAS are connected to the SAN environment. Connected to SAN environment. Okay, this is an integrated device that has all the components is like NAS, such has that has done using the single enclosure frame. Okay, the gateway, what it performs is like that connects the devices in an independent using independent NAS head to one or more storage arrays, and that integrated with the block level input output operations using storage area network. And SAN independently connects the NAS heads, and the gateway that utilizes the storage capacity. See, here I am going to show you how the connections are made. See, this is an integrated NAS system. Okay, here your client systems are connected. Here your client systems are connected, and the Unix servers are connected here. Everything is connected using Unix server and Windows server. Everything is